The opinions expressed on the program are those of the program host and guest and are not necessarily those of this station, management, staff, and sponsors. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time now for the Crown Car Care Show. Call in with questions and comments, 220-9788, 220-WSTU. Now, here's your host.
Good afternoon, Stewart, Martin County, and the world at large. It's Frank. And John Campion is here in-house, sitting in for Todd, who is, he is what? Held up on the one of the bridges, maybe?
Or he's held up under a diesel truck.
Could be anything, right?
Right.
But yeah. So it's great to have you in the house once again.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, it's good to see
be here.
You brought the regulatory
food product,
the licorice, which is always a lot of fun.
Gluten and all the good stuff free.
Yeah. So, just tastes like licorice.
Yeah, it does. It's Willy Wallaby.
Yeah. So we're having a good time here in the studio, catching up on stuff. But while we're waiting on Todd to swing in and grace us with his presence and give us the latest going on at Crown Car Care, who is sponsoring this show, we want to talk a little bit about cars. And Toyota weighs a 4-day work week in sweeping the overhaul of office life. So what do you think about that, John?
Well, and where are they doing that here? They're thinking of doing that here.
They're talking about their office, so I imagine this is Tokyo. Corporate. Yeah.
A 4-day work week, I'm all for it. You work 10 hours a day, 4 days a week, got your 40 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, we're so accustomed to that anyways.
Right.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. And so, but you can actually do that with different tiers of staff, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to just necessarily just Monday through Thursday, right? So, all right, we got somebody on the newsmaker line. Go ahead, mystery caller.
Mystery call. Hello, John. I almost stopped in today. I was passing by your place. Hello, Frank.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Charlie.
Good. I actually experienced that in the health club industry.
Okay.
As
the 4-day work week.
As an instructor, you work 4 days a week.
Yeah.
10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Okay. And then as a manager, you're putting in 70 hours. You actually were there all the time, basically.
Right.
As a manager.
Right.
And everybody was happy,
Sure, because it gives them more off time to do other stuff, right?
Absolutely.
But frankly, if you're a go-getter, I would arrive early at work and work when I was in advertising sales.
Right.
I was there all the free. I'd go in on a weekend to organize. That's what you have to do if you want to be successful.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, one of these days, John, I figured out how I can do a tub in the guest.
Okay.
Whoa, as opposed to the master.
Okay.
So
I believe it when I
I'm
see it.
spending a ton.
See, yeah.
And
but
I got that in mind. I even told Daniel today, my guy that coordinates everything. I'm the bank. He's the coordinator.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and he saws,
Nice.
Saws this, he saws that. New York I saw it.
Yes.
Whatever.
Very good.
Anyway, I'm going to listen to this show, talk about John's European kitchen and bath.
Right, with 2 offices, Stewart and Palm and Vero Beach. Absolutely, yes.
Hey, Charlie, what the
wonderful locations, and Todd with 2. Everybody's got 2 places.
I know one's not enough. That's why.
It's like a martini.
I know if you're the best, All right, I'm going to get off the air because I'm going to shut up. All right.
All right. Nice talking to you. All right, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, one's not enough and 2's too many sometimes.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a little slowdown out there, and I've heard that from everybody. I've had a few reps in this week, and of course, everybody's who's covering even farther south. When you get down into Lauderdale's, into Miami's, they're always pretty steady because I don't know, a third world country or something down there. But there, things have now that we have all this exciting stuff going on with the election, and I mean, I don't want to talk politics.
No, but and I know likely you and I would have discussed this over the many years that we've done radio together, but I know from life experience, every 4 years when there's a presidential election, people stay home to vote, right? The traditional, right? Cast your ballot from home. And so the season starts later. Like next year, for example, this season will start earlier because there's no voting stuff. Yeah, all the voting stuff's been decided. It's not a votable year. So I would expect, after September next year, things will start percolating back up quicker.
Well, we have short memories on stuff. So
we do, but my short stint of 30 years in the retail business, I got a chance to kind of chart and feel that
it's cyclical, right?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
I thought down here in Florida, it was like every 9 years or something that we had a
ups
recession.
And downs. Yeah. And of course, the common refrain was Florida's the last to feel a turn down in the economy, and then the first to come out of it.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that from observing it before I moved here, and now I've lived it.
Yeah.
I've only lived it 20 years. I can't catch up to you.
You're a newbie.
But that's right. I'm a newbie.
That's great. So we were talking about this a little bit off air, John, about Tesla's Q2 earnings. They fell 45%. You'd think that would be bad news for them, but they made only $1.5 billion in revenue, but the revenue came in slightly higher. So the only offset would be what the efficiency of production, right? Cost of product.
That's exactly it. What does it cost you to make it?
Yeah.
Yep. That's the key.
Staggering.
Anything that's fabricated, that's what happens.
Right.
You control your fabrication costs. And other stuff you can't control, your buyouts, stuff you have to add in and do all that. And so with him doing all his, like we were talking earlier, his people doing his engineering, which is computer work, and coming up with the plan.
Yes.
So more power to his staff.
Well, he's found, for example, some of the ingredients for making his batteries. They're finding ways to save money and production and cost for that, and that's got to be the main cost driver on that product. I would think the battery cost.
Oh yeah,
right.
Sure.
So, and if you can save money on that and make it more effective, more efficient.
So, can I ask you a silly question? Is he making his own batteries?
Yes, he has a contract with Panasonic. They're also making the batteries for him to augment what ultimately he'll be making his own entirely. But in fact, he kind of had recently had words with some of his battery manufacturing staff and told them they needed to get on the march, get it happening, or they were going to go a different way. I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty ominous.
It sounds like they weren't getting the throughput they needed to.
Right. Well, so what he wants to sunset, I think, his relationship ultimately with other suppliers. I think, namely,
I still got to get you hooked up with my buddy down in Boca, who I went to college with, who is working. He was a CEO for a battery manufacturer that recycled batteries.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that? And then it's one of those things where I keep forgetting to do it, and I got to give him a call and talk to my friend David.
Sure.
And kind of give him the lowdown on what we're trying to find out, because he might have a little inside scoop of where that's going.
A little insider knowledge. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, that was out in Nevada.
Right.
So I guess where's this manufactured? Texas? Is that where he makes these things?
Yeah. Well, he's got a plant in Texas. He's got one in, maybe it's Nevada or Arizona, I think, too.
It's the desert.
Yeah. So it's as good a place as any.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, land is so probably a lot cheaper there too. Right?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if Todd was here, he'd say, oh, yeah, well, no. The man is a plethora of information.
I have to be on my game when I'm talking with Todd.
When I listen to you guys click and clack, he's always being very complimentary of what you know, and you know just enough to be dangerous on top of that.
I did, yes.
Cliff Clavin will be on Jeopardy. He goes by the name of Frank Mezapel.
There you go.
Mezapel.
That's right. Yeah, for a French guy, you do that very well. You have the good Italian inflection.
Yeah. Oh, my Swiss accent sounds like Hispanic.
Does it?
Yeah. This is my Swiss accent.
You sound a little more like Jacques Clouseau.
Yeah. How about Pepe Le Pew?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Anyways.
Tesla, we talked about that. So GM's guidance, UPS. Now, what does UPS stand for? Guidance after posting a 14% higher profit and record Q2 revenue. So GM's up, and that's good.
Well, I wouldn't say everybody's selling cars. I mean, we live in a fortunate area. I think I'm always betting my wife. I said, do you think they lease that car or do they buy that car?
Because there's some pretty nice cars.
There's some beautiful rides out there. You see the commercials, $5.99 a month for 3 years or 6 years, or whatever. But there are some
you can step into some amazing
there
cars.
Are some nice new rides around here all the time.
I know.
We had a guy, I don't know what Mercedes it was. A guy and his wife pulled in yesterday to the store on Monterey at European. And at first I thought it was like a Maserati or something.
Yeah, right.
But it was a Audi.
An Audi.
Yeah, and it was cool. And boy, when he took off, you knew he did.
Right.
So
woo.
He was sharing that with us. I didn't have the guts to ask him, you came in here and drive that car and you didn't buy anything.
Well, he didn't buy anything. He was just kicking the tires.
Oh,
I hate when that
probably
happens. Yeah.
Oh, we'll be back, as my dad used to call them. We'll be backers.
We'll be backers.
Yeah. Dad had a lot of confidence in some of those customers.
I love it. That's great. That's great. Ford's Q2 earnings, net income falls 4.5%, but revenue rises on strong commercial vehicle sales.
There you go.
So, yeah.
So what's the bigger selling truck? Is it Ram or is it?
F-150 was always the number one truck, but it looks like Cybertruck is on pace to eclipse that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow is right.
I mean, I've probably seen at least 2 or 3 of them around here.
Yes. I saw a silver one and I took a picture of a white one.
A white one, huh?
Yes. So that was probably a wrap.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm going to guess it was a wrap. And, but it looked pretty awesome. It was sitting in the parking lot on US 1. And I go, well, that's pretty cool. That's photo worthy.
That would look
white actually looks pretty. I mean, the silver one looks awesome. It looks dominating.
It does.
Yeah. It's super steroids.
Looks like it just came from fighting the war in
Looks
Ukraine.
like Mad Max.
Yeah, Mad Max on steroids.
Right. But so I enjoyed the heck out of that. My wife and I were in traffic and she goes, what is that car? She goes, is that the Cybertruck? I go, yes. She goes, that is nuts. She said, that looks like a military vehicle.
Yeah, it's something. It really is.
Yeah.
My granddaughters, it's funny. There you go again.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe the phone will work. There it is. Okay. Go ahead, caller.
You got to educate the dumb people because who makes a Cybertruck?
That's the Tesla.
Oh, see. Okay.
Yeah.
That's that silver truck.
The silver one.
At where the Vietnamese restaurant is, the noodles place.
The noodles?
There.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Frank?
The one in downtown Stewart?
Oh, it's right over the bridge.
Yeah. Oh, in Palm City,
Monterey Plaza, I guess they call it.
Oh,
over the Palm City Bridge from Stewart.
Where I live, like Palm City.
Yeah.
Go over that bridge, and there's that
on the right
place.
hand side, right before
Peters.
I'm thinking about if you come going into Palm City.
Yeah.
On the right hand side, you're right, where that Bloom again is.
Okay.
There's always that metal. The Tesla truck.
Oh, okay.
I saw 4 going down the highway.
Wow.
On a truck carrier.
Oh, on a truck. Yes.
Yeah. They're around.
They are.
Oh, and
they are
I
on the
try
march.
to say this. I'm looking at his picture. Todd Harris, I Care Martin.
Yes.
What a handsome face.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
he made the I Care. He made the magazine. Yeah. He writes articles for him every episode, right?
Competition, John, but it's a whole different business.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm off, but I wanted to know what the heck that was.
Cybertruck,
Thank
yeah.
you.
All right, yeah. I'm sorry. I guess we just assumed. Yeah, never assume, right?
Well, don't assume. A bunch of old people out here. We don't know this.
Yeah, there are. I can hear one right now.
There you go.
But
There you go, John. Huh?
All right.
All right. Talk to your brother.
Well, all right. See you. Bye.
Charlie should have one of those parked in his driveway.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh, it'd be perfect.
He can put his.
Oh yeah.
He can put his golf in the back.
So there's an optional roof rack light kit that you can buy for the Cybertruck for off-roading.
Is it like a tent?
Like like on a police vehicle, they got that light bar across the top, for the flashing lights. Well, this wouldn't be the flashing lights. This is just a light bar for forward projecting light, but it would illuminate a field in front of you. So if you're doing off-roading and stuff, that would be.
Yeah, you're shining deer or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Then you'll be on Disney Planet, and they'll have the guys coming after you.
Yeah, the tree hugging police. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. That's exactly what they are.
Okay. All right. So we were talking about Ford's Q2 earnings. The net income fell 4.5%, but here we go again. But revenue rises on strong commercial vehicle sales. So commercial business is up for Ford.
Yeah.
And of course, this could be, I don't know if this is domestic or, I think this is international, global.
Could be global.
I think it
probably is.
Yeah. These are global numbers, I'm sure, because when they post their earnings, this is global earnings, right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I would think so. Because, So anyway, so that's interesting.
Well, Ford is create these products that, they have different products out there. I remember when Dee Dee and I were in Spain back in '98, we rented a Ford, was it a Fiesta? It was a little guy.
Oh yeah, I rented a Ford Fiesta. It was like a party in the car.
A party in the car. That was it. We drove that all around Spain, and
they're fun little cars.
Yeah. You get a little zip in those things when you
want. You're not pulling around a lot of weight either.
No. Even with me in there.
Even with you in there.
Yeah. Well, we had Dee Dee, and she offset.
Right. She offsets. She's the offset.
the thin lady.
She's a sweetheart.
But, with the commercial sales, I mean, whether it's domestic or, overseas, I'm sure that everywhere, there's a lot of commercial business going on, and people are buying fleets.
Fleet sales. Sure. And
maybe
I think
fleet sales, I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Again, Todd, if you were here, you would clear that up for us.
Yes, he would. Now there's a sub article here about it's not really political, but the political winds do drive the automotive industry. Would you agree to that?
Yes.
Okay. So editorial, Biden's withdrawal leaves the industry wondering whether Kamala Harris has evolved on EVs climate change. So they're like tweeners, right? They're in between. They don't know where to go with what's going on, because they're with the Biden administration. They have certain dictatorial mandates that they have to meet.
Well, she's got a lot to be brought up to speed on. I mean, it's kind of like you're hanging out.
Right.
You're the you're
VP.
the
your job is being in the VP role is to check on the health and condition of the boss.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
and if and that's it. Otherwise, you're just Margaritaville. I mean,
there you
whatever.
go. Well, she,
I don't know.
she probably found some good sensibilia out there in California.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
No.
You don't know. That's why she's always cackling and happy.
Well,
all
that
the
could
time.
be it. That explains a
Doing
lot.
A couple bong hits before her next
Woo!
conference. I don't know.
God. So yeah. So anyway, so I think the regulatory world will be different. I think from A to Z, the world would be different under if the voters decide to go R instead of D. That would change. That would upset the apple cart dramatically from the trajectory where we're going now, right?
Yep.
So we're looking at the. I would think if I was a buyer for a commercial business and I had to buy and project products to be on the shelf for Q1 next year, and I got to buy them now to get the industry tooled up for them, right?
Right.
Yeah. And are we talking about buying domestic products or buying imported products? I'm thinking if there's an R administration, we're looking at more domestic production. Might be higher cost, but it's going to be domestic.
Yep. I think so.
Right?
I agree. Yeah.
So I'm thinking the whole apple cart as far as where the production, just the distribution system, all that money management, where it's going to go, who's going to handle it, who's going to produce it, where's it going to come from? Wow,
lot of dots to connect.
A lot of moving parts.
Yep.
But and in some cases, like our domestic industry, we have to stand up industries that have gone quiet.
Well, with that in mind, I think that the thing I always look at too is at what level is the president using the people around him? You want to surround yourself with experts. And how much of Trump's bully-ha stuff is his people telling him what he should do.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody tells him what to do. I think he listens for. He does ask for a wide range of advice, from what I can garner, and sometimes he keeps a lot of that stuff close to his vest.
Right. Yeah.
But he's his own decision maker.
Yeah.
And it's even if it cuts against the grain, but if he feels it deep, then that's just he goes by his gut. Yep. You see a lot of those TV shows, some of those movies where the hero just it goes against what the traditional notion would be and how to do something. And he says, "Yeah, no, we're doing it this way." And go, "Why?" Because it's in my gut.
Well, sure. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that's very true. I believe that's very true, and that's the difference between. Well, we'll see. I can't sit there and talk about who's stronger and this and that. We kind of know. I mean, just from watching the debate and watching him, he may have lied his way through it, but he got through it and kind of beat Biden up pretty good. And so much that he dropped out of the race.
Well, yeah, I think that there was. I mean, again, a lot of that's just political calculations that were done by a political organization and less dependent upon what individual thoughts, wishes, or aspirations are.
I knew you knew it, Frank. No, it's well thought out in your head. Sometimes I just don't think about this stuff too far out.
It hurts to think to some extent. It does hurt. It does hurt. Well, let's see if here we go.
Look at that.
Lucky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve.
Presto.
Presto.
Wrong hat.
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Introducing the Buick Fauci with built-in GPS that's got you covered wherever you go.
Fauci, I'd like to drive to the bank.
That's a good reason for a mask. Other GPS systems make driving predictable, but when it comes to giving directions, the Fauci can't make up its mind.
Fauci, take me to Macy's.
I don't think we have enough information to do that, quite honestly.
Driving in bad weather is never an issue because the Fauci doesn't follow the science. It follows the teachers' unions.
Fauci, I need to drop my kid off at school.
I totally disagree with you.
The Buick Fauci, the car that's been locking down the competition for over a year.
Fauci, can you show me how to get to the theater?
Here we go again with the theater. Let's get down to the facts.
Just the facts, please. Just the facts.
That's it.
Oh, I love it.
That's it. Sometimes you're not paying attention to what's playing, but that is a funny skit.
It is. It is. Yeah. You gotta have fun.
You gotta have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of Todd's favorite commercials. So we like to run that for Todd.
It's good.
Yes.
It's good.
So you had a recent experience with Crown Car Care.
Yeah, I did.
And that was in the Palm City store, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened is I called ahead of time, like the week before, and made an appointment for, say, a Monday. And, I'd drop it off on a Monday and I'd pick it up on a Tuesday.
Okay.
So I drop it off on a Monday, and about 2 hours after I dropped it off, I get a call from Krista saying, your car's ready. I go, are you kidding me? She goes, no. And so I said, well, I'll be over to pick it up later. So it was amazing where I figured it would take, I just wanted them to be able to work it in with,
Right.
I called them ahead of time, gave them a laundry list of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they did it and, rotated the tires. I had to remember to get the special hardware out of my console so they could take the tires off. And
Oh, yeah.
anyways, they took them, rotated them, changed the oil, a couple other things. And I was really, it was really cool. I mean, I went into his front lobby when I got there, and Krista had the biggest dang dog I'd seen besides a Mastiff. And I think it was a Lab. It was just big. And no, it's just a very calm place. It's nice to know that he's got
competent staff. Yeah.
Competent staff. Yeah, it was totally. And when I picked it up, I had to wait a couple minutes while some things were getting moved around, and met a couple more people, and we kind of laughed. And, Todd gave me a play-by-play later of who was what and
who's on first.
That's my best guy and this and that. And so, it's very clean and very, very well run. You pull in and you find a place to find a parking spot. Well, he's definitely got a backlog there. And you know what? I think Todd touches all the cars in some way or another. And I was blown away. I think at the end I had to see him because I needed to, I went over there to do something else. But anyways, they took good care of me. It was very reasonable. And you know what? Time is money and money is time. So everything worked out really great. I even was able to pull in and pull out of there pretty safely. So, it's a little crazy over that way right now with the road and whatnot. But,
yes.
But it's a happening part of Palm City. You build it and they will come. So he picked a good spot to put his store in. And he's got plenty of room to work with. He keeps adding lifts, and that's his baby. So, he has the other store over on Cove, and that takes care of the people in that market. And Palm City store takes care of the people in that market. And if you're not taking your car to Crown Car Care, you're missing out, because you're going to know in the end they're going to do exactly what you ask them. And if they can't get it done, they'll tell you. And they'll tell you what they have to do to make it happen. So that's one thing I like about it. And, when I see when people say, can you send me to a garage that doesn't rip you off? Well, they don't rip you off. He's got a certain protocol that he makes his staff go by, and they're all so pleasant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I was talking to, in my daily travels, I ran into this crusty old guy who had I forget what it was, like a 94, 99 Ford, what was it? Ford Ranger, and and he had over 350,000 miles on it, and he attributed the fact that he used car care on Cove Road as part of the reason why that car lasted so long, because they took good care of it for him.
Well, you know. And if you take care of your own car,
Yeah.
it's what it's all about. Change the oil. And
could you imagine 350,000
on a little truck like that?
Yeah, that was a serious workhorse. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I have one of those vans, the express vans,
Yes.
at 2,500.
Nice.
Has 300,000 miles on it. It's a 2004.
Yeah, not even broken yet.
I thought it had 200,000 on it, and then my warehouse guy told me the other day. He goes, "That thing's got 300,000." I said, "Well, we only put 60 on it, but we bought it, and I was just going to have it wrapped and stick it in the Vero parking lot to be advertising."
Sure.
And the air conditioner and the thing ran great, so I was like, "Well, let's just run product between here and there when we have to," which we have done.
Yeah.
And now it's
getting tired.
Yeah, it's getting tired, and it's insurance is kind of pricey. Yeah. So, anyways, we're going to be marketing that soon. It's parked out front.
All right.
I know that the Sharky guy will be upset that he's going to lose his buddy van that parks next to his Sharky van at night. But anyways, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. I got to give him a call. Kevin, how's Kevin doing?
He's doing good. He's in Ireland.
He's in Ireland.
He and his wife are driving around in Ireland right now. Wow. Yeah.
So he is definitely recovering very well.
Yeah, he's going for it.
Nice.
Yeah, and they both have issues. So give him credit. I mean, he's
got the luck of the Irish going.
Yeah, I guess so. Sharky. Yeah, I guess it is Irish, isn't it?
It is now.
It is now, yeah. Deb and Kev.
Great people. I call them up. I says, "Kevin, my air conditioner is getting tired. What can you do for me?" He said, and he told me, he gave me a good number. I says, "Can I do that on time?" He says, "Yeah, we can hook that up." So he actually has companies that he works with. I mean, he doesn't carry the paper, but they do. And so you can make a major purchase and not worrying about having to deal all that cash right at once, which is kind of nice.
Well, some of us deal that cash, and that's why he carries a big wad every once in a while in his pocket. Sorry, I'm not trying to make you become a target, but
it's pretty cool that he's willing to work with people. I guess what I'm saying.
And then he tells you the way it is, and
he won't sugarcoat it.
No,
neither will Todd. They don't sugarcoat.
No, they don't sugarcoat. They just tell you the way it is, because you know what? They're going to fix it. They're going to fix it.
Can't change the facts.
No. And you got to have air conditioning, folks. In Florida, you got to have it.
Yeah.
So
Todd and I have been talking about air conditioning. We've been talking about brakes, windshield wipers, the cabin air filters, and I mean, there's just all the little things that you have to do. You ought to do.
Now, the air filter thing is something I didn't do on this last one, and I had my air conditioning checked, because, you got to take your car in for checkups. Right. You can't just drive it.
No, yeah.
You might have to pay a few $100 to have it checked out, folks.
Right.
That's just the way it is.
It's cheaper than buying a new car.
It sure is. Yeah. It sure is. So take care of your wheels.
Yeah.
Oil, air,
wheels
tires.
Take care of you.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. That's right, Frank. That's good. You take care of it, it'll take care of you.
There it is.
And
there it is.
I've I had a Pinto once that driving back to college from home, the engine blew on the highway, and all of a sudden the oil was blowing all over the windshield, and that was Thanksgiving up in Michigan. That was not a fun trip.
Not a happy experience.
No. So
Pinto.
Yeah, Pinto.
Yeah.
Got a new engine for it, and then I crashed the Pinto about 3 months after that.
You're like my kid brother. Dan.
Yeah, I was pretty bad.
My kid brother's nickname at home back when we were kids was Crash.
crash.
That was his
And I got a
nickname.
friend who's nicknamed Aquaman.
Yeah.
You just can imagine that
Oh
one.
no, you don't want that.
That's taking his mom's
Not when it comes
Camaro.
to driving.
Yeah,
Oh.
right through the end of a street ended, and the bridge was there, and he went right through it and woke up swimming amongst the 8-track tapes or the cassettes or something. That was,
oh my God.
yeah, we were all waiting at the school to go to our regional golf tournament, and my friend Jeff, Aquaman's dad, pulled in and said, Jeff won't be making it tonight to the golf tournament. And he is our number 2 guy, so that kind of hurt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but anyways.
Oh, okay.
And
you don't get a mulligan for that, do you?
No, you don't. And you know, the other thing, I gave him a hard time. He now owns, he owns a vet. He's got a new vet, and he's got a Porsche. He collects cars.
So he's all done with the Aquaman thing.
Yeah, he took care of his mom's cars because he rolled his mom. Now listen to this. And I remembered this when I saw the Volkswagen commercial. It went back in time.
Yeah.
And it showed an old Dasher.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember those.
Sure.
They were like they were sleds.
Yeah.
Well, he rolled one on the curve going
Wow.
around our country club.
Wow.
And that was another, he didn't go into the water. He fortunately just went on the
just
curve.
a tribute to his driving skills or what?
Could be.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, he went to he told me recently he went to the Corvette racing place out in
Oh, I understand.
Las
That's
Vegas.
a great experience.
Oh yeah. He said some 72-year-old lady beat him. She made it look easy.
Nice.
It's the first time he'd done that. He'd done BMWs and Porsches before, but
yeah.
The vet, everybody got a brand new vet.
I watched a video before you came in the studio today. So there's a video, and you know, this is radio, so there's no sense to play it. Of this Cybertruck on a racetrack with the Corvette. Who do you think won?
Cybertruck.
No.
The vet.
That won because the guy in the turn tapped his brakes. You don't tap your brakes.
No, you just
you got to accelerate.
Into it
Yeah,
or
yeah,
accelerate.
you got. You know, and to be fair, the Corvette is already, it's even though it's street legal, it's set up for racing.
Sure.
Not so much with the Cybertruck.
No,
it's not set up for racing.
Off the ground
So the the angle of the track and the pitch, the driver's like, yeah, and he's going like so off the line. The Cybertruck had it lights out, right? But very quickly as he got into that turn, he tapped his brakes and it was lights out. Yeah. Then once they came out of the turn and then into the next turn, the Corvette was able to get the inside lane, and then that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. So
Elon, you got some more work to do.
Well, yeah, you got or whoever, you know, if you're going to take a Cybertruck and put it on a racetrack like that, you have to set it up for the racetrack.
Sure.
You know?
You can't just
you can't make
just come off the I-4 and hop on there. And,
exactly.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Exactly. Right.
I'm here. That's funny.
So we're going to take a regulation timeout, but we'll be right back. And when we return, we're going to talk about Yankee Doodle Dandy. All right, stick with us. All right, you're listening to Crown Car Care, the Power Hour. And on the waning part of the show, of course, this is sponsored by Crown Car Care with 2 offices, Palm City and in Stewart. And
I have one thing I want to say to Charlie.
Okay. All right.
Charlie, we had on our marquee a couple weeks ago, it said, life is like a roll of toilet paper. When you get to the end, it goes really fast.
The roll spins fast.
Yeah, it's as does life.
Love it.
You know?
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, so
right.
That was a good saying.
That's a good aphorism, huh?
Nobody hit the marquee base or anything when they were reading it going, oh.
What?
It's just they went by the other day and we realized we didn't have an M on Olympia. Olympian champions, you know, go for the gold.
Oh, yeah.
The Olympia. Three times the charm.
There we go. All right. You're on the air.
There's a debate out there, you know. My father used to say to me, and you guys would, you know, I'm sure thought this too. Summer, when you, high school, whatever, school went out.
Yes.
Wow. Wasn't it a long?
It was endless summer. Yes. I think the Beach Boys did an album.
Now a year just blows by.
Yeah, exactly right. Yep.
I know. You're terrible, guys.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Enjoy what you got.
Life's like a roll of toilet paper. I like it. All right. Very good. All right, buddy. Thanks. All right. Bye. All right. So today's is, of course, July the 24th. And the title of this story, courtesy of Bill Bennett and John T.E. Cribb. And, of course, this is this day in history. On this date in 1775, during the Revolutionary War, the newly appointed commander-in-chief of the Continental Army was busy organizing his troops. As he rode through the camps outside of Boston, George Washington surely held his men singing a ditty that they had taken a liking to, with the words that started, Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. And anyway, so I guess then I go through and they go on and describes the lyrics of the song. The song became a favorite of the fife and drum bands, and is said that the Patriots played Yankee Doodle when the British surrendered at Yorktown. How cool is that?
Wow.
Okay. And in 1701, Detroit was founded as a French fur trading post.
For what?
Fur. Fur. For what?
I wonder what kind of furs are in
what do you
Detroit.
Want? What do you want for this?
What do you want for this? It's just a little bit further.
Oh, yeah. Detroit was a fur trading post. Well, Detroit is French, as you know. It means the Straits, Detroit.
Detroit.
The Straits. Okay. In 1847, Brigham Young leads Mormon pioneers to the Valley of the Great Salt Lake. And in 1911, American explorer Hiram Brigham discovers Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas and the Andes Mountains of Peru. That was 1911. Wow. And in 1969, on this date, Apollo 11 astronauts splashed down in the Pacific Ocean after completing a trip and back from the moon.
You know, they have such a really cool documentary on PBS right now.
Yeah.
And it's of the Apollo 11. And they have the actual voice stuff, and they have the actors are dressed in their astronaut suits, and they're, you know, it looks like they're the guys.
Right.
Very cool. And they landed. That's Apollo 11's the one that landed on the moon, right? With the
yes, that was the first moon landing. That's with Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin.
Yep, that's right.
And then there was 12, 13.
See, I'm not going to snake you, Frank. You know too much. 13
didn't quite make it to the moon. They had a RUD, rapid unscheduled disassembly of their propulsion system, which took away most of their oxygen. So they ended up using the lunar lander as their lunar lifeboat, and it took them around the moon. And then they used the propulsion system from that vehicle to propel them back to Earth.
Wow.
where they eventually landed.
That is amazing.
It really, truly is. It's
That's,
how
they never planned on that.
No, they figured that out on the fly. And that is just grit.
That is amazing. Those guys.
Yep.
What a bunch of, oh my gosh.
Right. And then 14, 15, and 16 all landed on the moon, 17 included. That was the first nighttime launch of a Saturn V, which was spectacular.
Mm.
Wow. I was 7 miles away in Jetty Park.
Okay.
From the launch complex, and it lit the 7 miles away, 1:30 or so in the morning, I think, when it finally took off, and it lit up the area. It was kind of a bathed in orange bright light.
At 7 miles, you feeling it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was just phenomenal. Of course, the heavy dew in the night air, right? And so
wow.
There was static electricity. The hair in the back of my neck went up. It's like, whoa. It was cool. And I ended up dragging my whole family along with me because my dad didn't want me, because I was 16-ish. And so my plan was to take my telescope and my camera, and I wanted to take pictures of it.
And you guys fly down for that, or did you drive?
No,
you drove down.
Yeah, because I needed this ginormous telescope. So I drove down, and my dad says, "Yeah, no, we'll go with you." So we found somebody to watch the shop, and all six of us piled into the family station wagon. And
thank God for the family truckster.
Right. And I drove. My sister Diane was our navigator. That's when we used the triptych thing, right? From AAA. And my dad sat in the back seat with my mom and covered her eyes most of the time. and we flew down.
That is so funny,
I-75.
Frank.
Oh my God. Life experience.
I don't want to look, Frank.
No, my mom hated bridges.
Okay.
So she gets like petrified of a bridge, but she's okay with flying. Go figure.
Well, if you're going on bridges when you're flying, you are in big trouble.
Right.
So no wonder she's
there. It is.
Out.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah. But so, yeah. Did you ever go up to the Space Center?
I haven't been there.
Really?
It's terrible.
Yeah. That should be a bucket list item for you. You sit in a bus and they take you all through the whole complex.
Right. Oh, no. And that's,
And when I went there, you can't do that today. But when I went there, you could actually go into the vehicle assembly building. They don't allow you to do that anymore. But
I'm sure not.
That was too cool for school.
Here comes that little Russian spy. His name's Frank.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they just.
Frank, it's amazing that you are so into the space thing. I tell everybody, I said, if you need to know something about the space, he's a space cadet.
The original space cadet, really. And I always had like a passing interest, maybe more than a passing interest. But one of my dad's customers worked on von Braun's team in Peenemünde, Germany, right during World War II.
Wow.
He was on that team, and he was the electrical.
What were they doing?
They were building the V2 rockets
okay.
that they were launching to England, and they call them buzz bombs back then.
Okay.
Right. Anyways, but so von Braun really wasn't interested in he was just interested in rockets, building cool rockets and doing cool things. And
that's wild.
And he was using Germany says, well, if you want to build rockets, that's fine, but you're going to have to put a TNT payload in them.
Got to drop a load somewhere.
Yeah. So he did that they kind of did it as a team with the gun to their head, because if they didn't do that, they were going to be swimming with the fishes type thing. They didn't have too many options.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
But so I learned a lot about how that whole system worked. And he would come in and he would take a pencil and a sketch pad and show me how they did stuff. It's like, all right.
That's cool. And so that's how you built your first house, right? On the rocket pad.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
wow.
Lordy.
So your first trip down to watch the launches, was that that particular trip?
No, actually, it was Apollo 16, which was 6 months earlier. I flew down for that.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought you flew down.
I flew down for that, and I stayed. Couldn't get the closest I could get was to, it was about 18 miles away, a nice motel about 18 miles away. And but it turns out everybody else who was staying at that motel were there to see the space launch too. So it wasn't hard to get a ride into the space complex.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And so I got down there and saw the rocket launch, and
that's when you
cool.
realize you need to bring your telescope. I got to see
I
this.
put a better eye in the sky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Exactly.
Good for you.
You figured it out. Yeah. So that's what we did. But all right.
Your friends in high school must have thought you were.
Yeah, a serious space cadet.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
See that kid standing over there? Go over and push him down.
Well, listen, give Todd a call, and you can reach him at 781-8000, and they're in Palm City and in Stewart, and they can help you out for all your automotive needs. And we thank you for listening and being a part of this show. And we thank Jon Campion for coming in.
Thanks for letting me come through the door.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Thanks, Jon.
Sure beats you not having to talk to yourself for the whole time.
And we'll see you here next week, right here on the Crown Car Show. Thanks again.